Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. I'm Sim, this is my husband Karthik. If Burning Man is on your bucket list for 2023, this video is for you. Last year in 2022 when we went to attend Burning Man, everybody including our friends and family kept asking what exactly is Burning Man? Is it a music festival? Is it a rave? Is it a 7-day event to just go crazy? Let me tell you first thing, it is not a music festival. It is so much more than that. It can be anything you want it to be. Burning Man is actually a temporary city, you can say, pretty much like a mini city located in the middle of Black Rock Desert Playa. There is nothing there. It's literally just abandoned desert, and suddenly for 7 days this massive fully functioning city appears there. This city is divided into two sections. One is the camps, one is the attendees. Now the camp, when I say camp, it's not like a actual tent and a campground. The role of a camp to offer something to this temporary society. Now the offering can be anything, something very tangible like food, drinks, alcohol. Like our camp was just offering a great time and an amazing open bar. You could come anytime, have a drink, or you can offer something like an experience, music, art, yoga class, painting class, you name it, classes like pottery class, you name it. There's like a camp for every wild thing you can think of. Camps are pretty much the highlight of how this society runs. You actually have to go and build these camps. Like you build up the wall, you build up the bars, like the wooden parts, you go and hammer them and you build these whole structures as a camp. Your role as a participant to either take part in the camp building or demolition of a camp.
Last beam is down. Last one. Woohoo! We're back to dust, everyone. Back to dust.
It's been such a good team effort since the morning, wrapping everything up.
Crazy.
It's built together, break it down together.
It's back to dust. It's kind of sad.
The entire place is just a figment of the imagination for 1 week. Things just start disappearing today. And a year later, they'll appear again. And that's the beauty of this place. I'm starting to see it now.
The other part of this is the attendees, aka us. So you as an attendee have a role, take part in these different experiences, check out all the art. It's huge, it's big on art. All this art that you see in the main desert, it's called Playa, is all created by the attendees, and these massive sculptures are just mind-blowing. Like you would not believe how much art exists throughout this massive desert. For 7 days you have to follow a certain number of rules, but they're not rules. You can find them out once you get there, but some simple norms like, leave no trace, be radically self-expressive, like whatever you feel like, be open and not be judgmental, be very present in the moment and receive whatever you're getting. So these are just like 10 ideologies that you have to follow to just have a more wholesome experience.
How do you get tickets? We have been actually trying to do this for the past 7 years, but the very first step is to create your burner profile. Once that is done, on sale day, you get online and hope to God that the spinning circle that's on that website takes you to the payment section so you can secure your tickets and get to this gathering. Trust me, we've been trying for the past 7 years and we have failed miserably every single year except for last year when we were on a ferry in Panama.
We're doing this while we are on a ferry.
Do you think we'll finally achieve our long last dream of going to Burning Man this year?
No. Welcome to the queue for the main sale. Yes. We are in the queue from both our accounts.
How many hours will this take?
This last time I remember it took me, I was on the queue for like 40 minutes and then it said sorry it didn't work. And have zero hopes, Karthik, it doesn't work. Oh my god!
We are going to Burning Man! We are going to Burning Man!
Oh fucking way!
Very pricey. Mucho pricey, but
We're going to Burning Man! Oh my god, let's go!
that's like a lifelong dream. The next step is to actually find a camp that you're going to be spending those 7 days with. We were lucky enough to have a friend who's been going to Burning Man every year for like the past 10 years, and he has a very nice camp called Never Never, and we were invited to be part of the crew. When we started to talk to our camp members, we realized that none of them in those 30 members actually had secure tickets except for us. And that's when we realized being part of a camp is actually way more important to be able to secure tickets than to actually wait in line during sale day. Right before the week of Burning Man, all 30 members of our camp were able to secure tickets either through resales or through building connections through Facebook, or there's also the option of arriving a few days earlier and being part of the crew that builds the camps and helping out build the temporary society, and each camp gets passes to allocate to their members for this. Our biggest tip here is that the most important part is to make sure that you build connections and find a camp that you can be part of well ahead of time and stop worrying about tickets on sale day.
You think getting tickets is hectic, but trust me, preparing for the burn, if you're going as a first timer, is way more stressful and way more hectic. It is 7 a.m. We are at the Toronto Pearson Airport, headed to Burning Man, our first burn. So excited, especially for us, because when we got the tickets we were in Panama, and when we were going to Burning Man we were in Colombia. We had to fly back to Canada to drop Everest, then get to California for Burning Man and figure out all the logistics. First stop, my favorite spot, REI. What happens at Burning Man, you go to different camps and everyone is feeding you food, but the idea is to have no moop, which is, what is a moop full form?
Matter out of place.
Matter out of place, which is no waste whatsoever. So you're recommended to take a day pack with a lot of essentials, and one of them is a plate and a cup and cutlery. So wherever the camp you go, someone is feeding you, bring it out like a langar and you put things in and you eat it and pack it back again. Now logistics can get really intense because you have to be self-reliant, right? So you have to arrange for how you're going to get to Black Rock City, which is a few hours away from San Francisco, where you're going to sleep, what you're going to eat, what you're going to wear. Here is what we've learned about packing in Burning Man. It is extreme weathers, extremely hot, extremely cold. You gotta pack for both. This is what we're doing. We're doing 50% colorful, funky clothes, 50% normal clothes. In our case, we're packing a lot of Indian clothes because nothing more colorful than that. Pack your individual daily outfits in individual packets. Tent is what will get sandy and then there'll be a lot of dust. Pick up your Ziploc. This is my clothes for tonight. Open it, wear it. Apart from essential clothing, you have to make sure you get at least 2 pairs of socks per person for the 7 days. So that's 14 pairs of socks. Believe it or not, this bag right here is just clean socks and clean wash clothes. You will use this bottle right here, this miracle water, 1 liter water bottle with a splash of white vinegar in it. You will take off your dusty socks, spray your feet with this, put some moisturizer, coconut oil, whatever, and wear your nighttime socks and sleep on them.
For sleeping solution, there is multiple ways you can do this. The easiest would be bringing your RV, but unfortunately we don't have the brown van with us. So the other option is to tent camp, and that's what we're doing. We got this massive 6-person tent. This tent, it doesn't have any mesh. That's one of the key things you got to look out for, because there will be sandstorms. Doesn't matter what tent you get, is to make sure that you get these rebar stakes. This is not the standard stakes that come with the package, because those are absolutely garbage and they will break over the few days that you are there. They're steel, they're super strong, and they're not going to move your tent anywhere. Remove all the packaging, keep it at home, because you have to pack everything in and you have to pack everything out. For the bed, we got cots. We don't want to sleep on the floor because we're too bougie now after van life. Another thing you got to get is a tarp to make sure you collect all the dirt underneath your tent. Foam mattress topper on top of these cots, and we'll line this up with bed sheets, etc., pillows we'll take, and our sleeping situation should be pretty comfortable, I think. Of course, there's the option to rent an RV, which makes your life really, really easier. Options are very limited because not a lot of companies rent for Burning Man. They know how much damage that can cause, so a lot of RVs are booked out a year in advance. Now add the external element of the weather and the climate into this. Believe me when I say it's extremely hot, extremely dusty, and you actually have to do prep for that part of the journey as well. Think of a day pack as your survival kit, pretty much, because what's going to happen, you're going to be in a camp, you're going to be in a tent, you're going to be in an RV, but you'll go exploring. You can never plan how long it'll take you to come back. It could be from day to night, night to day, you never know. So you need to have everything ready in every scenario possible in this day pack. Let's start with the essential. Something that you need to have accessible immediately is your dust mask. There are changeable filters inside, so instead of using disposable mask, you just change these filters inside. Next, a handy dandy sunblock, no doubts about it. You're gonna burn, you have to protect yourself at any cost. I'm little sensitive with sun, so I'm also taking like a spray mist for my face. It's a rose water mist. It's just nourishing and moisturizing your skin. 2 liters of water. No compromise there. Even if you think you won't finish 2 liters, I can guarantee you will, because it's so hot. In the playa, drinking water is not sufficient. You have to supplement that water with electrolytes to make up for all the minerals you'll lose over the day. Hydration, sun protection is your #1 goal on the playa. You need to have your goggles that'll prevent you from sand, and basically they just protect your face, like fully edge to edge.
there's nothing going in your eyes. Chapstick. So a chapstick with sunblock again. Headlamp for the nighttime. Something extra that I take is eye drops, any sort of refresher, saline, post-its. You meet people, there's no phone, you want to leave them a message, take their information. In extreme case, a sleeping mask and earplugs. Always have a plate ready, some sort of cutlery ready. There's so many open bars to drink from, but they won't give you a cup, so have a cup ready. This is a little umbrella I want to take with me in case I can't find any shade. I just want to sit down. Last but not the least, you're encouraged to pick up any trash you see. Have a Ziploc bag. You see something, put it in so you can bring it back to get out of the playa whenever you're ready. Entire playa is full of offerings and gifts. You must carry some gifts in your backpack. Luckily for us, we were part of a camp, so we didn't have to worry about the bigger logistics, like how much water to take. Imagine taking water for 7 days for 2 people, not just for drinking, but for like cleaning yourself, brushing, cooking, everything. They took care of a shade structure for us, a kitchen where we can cook our food. Once you're inside the playa, you cannot just walk the whole, it's literally a city. So there's these things called mutant vehicles, which is basically like an art installation. So any sort of vehicle, they decorate it, turn it into a freaking crazy octopus or a bird or anything, and you can transport or travel with that. But on a personal level, it's recommended you have a cycle or something to go from one camp to the other side of the city, which can take up to an hour, 2 hours, or if you want to go inside the deep playa to explore all the art, you need a bicycle, a mode of local transportation just for Burning Man. At night time, it turns into like a sparkling galaxy of people covered in lights and their bikes covered in lights, and all the art installation light up. So because there are no street lights, so you want to make sure you have lights on your bike and you have lights on yourself, so people who are coming towards you, these mutant vehicles, just other bikers, can see you.
So we're installing LED lights on both wheels. And then the other thing that we're doing is putting a basket in the front so we can store a day pack while we're riding around and not on our shoulders. The idea is that you personalize it so much that it's easily recognizable among a sea of bicycles on the desert.
This is our little secret device. There's a pad at the bottom of this detachable basket, and I'm gonna just slide it in. The packing can be very, very overwhelming, but I read something really beautiful, that the idea of Burning Man is to disrupt your normal life, is to disrupt your day-to-day comforts and define your new comforts. Even if you don't pack something, do not lose your nuts. Do not go crazy. You will find it in the playa. You will survive. Just stay hydrated.
We're gonna link down our entire packing list.
Elaborate packing list.
Down
Minimalistic
below.
in no way.
Yeah.
Okay, you got the tickets. You are prepared. Now it's time to show up, and we're gonna share our experience of what it was like. I mean, you see all these pictures and videos and you've done so much research, but I'm telling you, nothing will actually prepare you for what it's like to be there physically present. The first 2 days, we were just like
out of place.
Like the sheer scale you do not understand in these photos, how big the city is, how many people attend this, how much art is there, how much madness is there. The first 2 days, we were just like in shock, in a good way.
So much overstimulation of all your senses. It quite literally puts you into shock for the first couple of days if it's your first time.
When you slowly start processing that everything here, these massive art sculptures, the camps, everything you see is actually built by the attendees. It just puts you in so much awe for the whole experience. Now you add the external factor of the sun and the heat and the dust storm, which we got hit literally the first night. Oh my god, nothing prepares you for that. Full white out, they call it. No visibility.
I think you were almost freaking out.
I was freaking out because I'm a little claustrophobic, so when we couldn't see things, I couldn't breathe properly. I was struggling to find my mask quickly, and my breathing goggles, and my breathing mask and my eye goggles, and I kind of freaked out, and I was like, stop. So it was really overwhelming.
Once you start accepting where you are and you start seeing the way that people receive you and the way you receive people, it just makes the experience so much better once you let your guards down. Just like in the real world, you kind of have your guard up. You're not as open as everybody else there is.
That was a strategy we took. We kind of gave ourselves just almost like 2 days of not doing anything. A lot of people watching, talking to our campmates. We were really like conscious about being like getting to know our campmates, how they are, and just like understanding how a camp works. What do we do in this open bar? We had some bartending shifts, and like how everything functions in this massive city. So we just like for first 2 days we just observe, and any which ways it's 7 days, so you're not losing much. You still, if anything, you will have extra energy to survive till the end if you just take it easy in the beginning. That's like the big tip we will give to you. The city is designed in like different alleyways. There are different roads, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, K up to K. The whole city is broken down by time, like a clock. So 12 is where the man burns, and then there's 3 p.m., 3:15, 3:30. So every camp has an address. Our camp was 3D. So if you want to get from one camp to other camp, you'll have to cycle. And if it's peak sun, you can get a freaking heat stroke. That happened to me. Again, everything was happening to me. All these camps hosting multiple events. There's like thousands of events happening simultaneously. You can never see all of it.
Never.
You have to make peace with it. You will attend what you're meant to attend, because when you enter, you get this massive booklet, but end of the day, you just start cycling, you pull to a camp, and you're like, oh, what's happening there? Let's check it. That looks cool. Let's go here. And then in terms of art on the playa, because the playa is huge, art pieces I saw, Karthik never saw those. What he saw, I never saw those art pieces. You can never plan, and that's the beauty of it, the spontaneity of it. We were looking for Indomie noodles the whole time. I was like, maybe there's a camp serving Indomie. And then we just saw this camp, which beautiful art installation outside. We were like, okay, let's go inside. And they were serving food. And guess what they were serving? Indomie. This happened on the last day of the playa, that we just like randomly found Indomie, looking for it the whole week.
Indomie found us.
Yeah, Indomie found us. There were like few key moments were very, very powerful. The first night when you go to the center, it's called the Esplanade, from the city looking at the playa, there are thousands of bikers covered up in like glowing lights and all these art pieces lit up. I think that moment I remember so clearly. It's just like engraved in my brain. It literally looks like Milky Way galaxy on the ground.
After traveling to 10 different countries, I don't think we'll ever be able to find that kind of unique experience anywhere in the world. It's like out of a fantasy book or something that's just made up.
We went to this event with Carl Cox. He's one of our favorite DJ. Literally partying next to him, like 4 feet away from him. And we are partying with PDD and Carl Cox.
I think these kind of moments just don't happen regularly. I don't know. I'm sure it does happen for like super VIP people, but
you
like
pay and you have to line up.
Yeah,
and
it doesn't have like there's no boundaries of like who's like VIP bottle service versus who's like regular.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's just like everybody feels very equal, and that's pretty amazing.
We're at this like diversity talk, and I spotted this tall brown guy, and turns out it was Abhay Devo, which is one of my favorite Bollywood actor. So it's so cool to spot him there, and we went to say hi to him, and he was having a great time. That was definitely a big highlight for me. Our camp had you had to take duties of cooking for everybody once, like as a team. So me and Karthik took responsibility of our second night and made like a huge Indian feast, and everybody loved it and welcomed us and loved our food and our culture. At a whole experience, to be honest, in the beginning we did feel a lack of brown people or lack of diversity. It's just a lot of white folks out there. They've done it. It's their event. They haven't kind of created this. So we did feel that lack of brown folks there in the beginning, and we felt like a little out of space. Thankfully, our camp, like, it was a very, very diverse group. And when we started bonding with them, we started getting confidence to go out and explore and kind of be independent. It's evolving. You are going to see more and more diversity and more inclusive attendees at Burning Man going forward.
This is how much it costs. It costs a lot. Let's be very honest and real here. It does cost a lot, but I think it's totally worth it. That's what we feel. So much so that I feel like we might be doing this again, maybe this year. The basic minimum costs are $575 for the tickets. I'm not sure if it increases or decreases a year-to-year basis, but that's how much we paid last year. And then after that, you have to pay $150 for your vehicle pass. You need a vehicle to get to there, and that's a mandatory thing to have. If you're part of a camp, there's camp fees, because bringing water, electricity, shade, snacks, all those essentials cost money. The camp fees can range from anywhere from, let's say, like $300 to like thousands of dollars.
Burning Man does have these bougie campsites. These bougie camps, which are called the plug and play camps, where basically, you know how I was telling you, you have to come and build this camp. You can literally show up at these really exclusive high-end camps. You don't have to do anything. You just come and show up, dress up, attend the event, and leave catering from outside. Things that are not supposed to happen, but they happen, and there's a price to it. So it can range, but our camp was a very nominal and like very, I felt like very right in a small and perfect type of camp.
Really good,
for a first gathering. Highly recommend not going to a big camp for your first burn.
You'll make more connections in a smaller camp.
And big big camps can feel like hotels, so you'll feel very disconnected. So it's very, very highly recommend going to a smaller camp for your first burn.
Minimum, the cost is $750 for your tickets and your vehicle pass, and then let's say around another $400 for your camp fees, which comes out to be over $1,000 already. Your transportation cost, which can be either you're renting an RV well in advance, so that could be anywhere from $2,000 to $3,000 depending on how early you rent it. Renting a car, let's say for 10 days, because you need a couple of days to prepare the car so that it's not completely destroyed by the time you're back, and a couple of days to clean the car before you return it, or else you're going to be penalized heavy by the rental company. So let's say $1,000 for the car rental, an average $100 per day.
It's different for everybody, but if you're living in the US, you don't have to fly, but we flew internationally, so there's a flying cost. All the prep we had to do, that adds up. So we literally have a Burning Man box at this point, which we think we're going to use again and again, because the upfront cost the first time adds up.
If you want to get the essentials like we do, we're not heavy spenders, to be honest. You just add another $1,000. So I would say anywhere around $2,000 for your first time to experience this 7-day extravagant event experience, whatever you want to call it,
per person
is about a reasonable amount to think about.
There are also ways to do this cheaper. They do release low-income tickets, so you can get the subsidized tickets. There's a whole application process for it. You can volunteer for some of these organizations that work with Burning Man, be a part of the Burning Man org team. Those are certain ways to cut cost. End of the day, it's not a cheap event. Definitely put this on your bucket list, experience it once, and if you want to go back like us, make sure you go back.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching this video. Bye bye.